playing with some movements today and how sort of the rotations, the Kung Fu rotations are influencing this style. So, for instance, if you're doing a classic sort of warm up, you know, hip rotations here, then that can sort of lead into this strike, this forearm strike, and even rotating the hip can bring this hammer fist back. So like if we were just here, guard up, and I'm down, and then I use the body here and strike. I can use this rotation backwards to bring this strike around more using the waist. Sort of like a principle in Bagua where you're doing the classic sort of palms. We actually use the waist. The waist drives that movement. So I'm borrowing that sort of movement to bring it in, to make it into more of a forearm strike. I'm just sort of breaking down what I'm doing, sort of underneath the hood of this style, so to speak. So you can just step out and do the double forearm strike, like straight out or forwards or backwards, but you can also put this rotation onto it too. If I was coming off on the angle, using the waist to do that movement, even throwing punches and stuff, which are coming sort of from this hip movement and this circling sort of stuff, you know, all that sort of movement is coming from these little micro circles, which, yeah, like, it doesn't always have to be done that way. It could just be dead straight and using more of a classic sort of like in karate, they'll do a movement and it's like these little rotations, which for me is very kung fu. But you know, there's only so many ways to move the body. I was sort of noticing today too, with certain strikes that I was wanting to be doing, just playing around with the movement, I'm actually really using the lat muscle and the abs, and I'm striking and sort of pulling back, and just rather than just having that shoot out, I'm really getting the whole back behind it, and that's the Bajitron kung fu element, you know, where they're on the side like this, punching from the scapula. It's very similar, but I'm rather than being that way, and also the way that I'm using the arm, it's a little bit bent, right? resembling a kangaroo's arm, because it's a kangaroo imitation style. It's kangaroo kung fu, or Roo Quan. So I'm using that. I'm using the hips, but I'm using the scapula and the latimus dorsi, this muscle, to either get this circular sort of moving strike, which can be a parry. However, it can be a block. It can be like a hard forearm block. It can be a deflection that way. Every block's a strike, every strike's a block. That sort of classic principles. But yeah, so being a Bagwajang stylist and a Bajichuan stylist, two different Chinese martial arts, I'm incorporating some of the sort of circularness of these styles. Also, just the natural way that I want to move. Some of it's, would be considered sort of Tai Chi movements as well, in a way. Bajichuan being sort of Tai Chi on steroids with more explosiveness. And also, the crazy elbows and body ramming and stuff like that. They're not the same style at all, but the softness of Baji into the powerful strikes. I suppose it's kind of like Tai Chi Chuan, which is the combat way of using Tai Chi, which is different again to the regular Tai Chi. Anyway, so yeah, I'm sort of working on different principles, like the push-pull sort of strikes using the torso. It's probably done in a lot of different martial arts, but I'm kind of putting my own spin on it. So I'll probably add more to this in the future.